In Digimon World Next Order, there is a very troublesome boss that creates a massive amount of problems for new players and returning players alike. My name is Jack, aka Mr. Wolfie, and by the end of this video, hopefully you guys will have a bit more information on how to beat this guy. Obviously, as we get in, all spoilers aside, we're going to be fighting Machinedramon. You guys know it. Hopefully, you haven't had too much stress from this guy so far, but if you are having difficulty, I'm going to try and talk you through this as best I can. Please pay attention to my Digimon here. They are not very strong at all. You can see from their stats and from their move pool, these Digimon are not the most powerful that you could possibly have at this point. The reason I have intentionally hindered myself is to try and show you guys that this fight is winnable. And although it's going to be very painful for us today as I show you guys this, we're going to dive right in and I'm going to talk you through some of it. So I have 30 small recoveries, in fact 40 small recoveries. No medium recoveries, only small recoveries. My MP is not going to be utilized at all, so here we go. Straight in, straight away. The main thing that you guys have to worry about in this fight, and the thing that's going to cause 99% of problems for people, is one move that Machinedramon does, and that is Gigawatt Laser, okay? All his other moves that he does in this fight, for the first fight, Mechanical Claw and Energy Ball are the other two. They're pretty self-explanatory. The only thing that you guys need to get down for your timings is dodging the Gigawatt Laser. If you guys don't know what the block command is in this game, please make sure you check out my other guides regarding tamer skills. If you cannot block Gigawatt Laser, guys, this fight is going to be a nightmare, and it's probably why a lot of people are having problems. Now, the good news about Machinedramon and his nonsense is that once you get your timings down, this fight becomes a lot easier. The aim of the game is to block his powerful moves, sustain when you can, and save up for your double limit break. So here, I see Gigawatt Laser coming through. As soon as he starts to pulse blue, I immediately double defend. Now, the reason I'm double defending is because I know that my Mega Kabuterimon, although he's not being targeted, can actually be clipped by the hitbox of Gigawatt. And I'm sure some of you guys out there, myself included in the past, have been BS'd by that, okay? So in order to give yourself the best possible chance, if you ever see Gigawatt coming through and both your Digimon are very close, just immediately double defend. Don't take the chance. Here, my Digimon is being an absolute homie by tanking most of the damage. I see this move here and I'm thinking, is that Gigawatt? Is it Energy Ball? Turns out it is Gigawatt, but again, we're not taking any chances. Double defend. While my Digimon are chilling, we're throwing recoveries. We never ever throw recoveries when we're not defending, because that leaves us open to dying, and this guy is very mischievous and how quickly he can attack you sometimes. So yeah. That being said, we do actually get clipped here, and this is, again, I've picked a fight that's actually quite difficult for us to get through, guys, in order to show you that this fight is tough. You can make mistakes and still come through. So watch what I'm going to do here in Crisis Mode. I've got both my Digimon are low HP. I know that if I make one more misplay, this fight is donezo. So I double defend. While I'm double defending, I'm throwing as many heals as I can. Don't feel bad about doing this, because this fight is really stinky. And if you need to do this, then by all means, don't feel guilty about it. Digimon is still tanking, so again, I'm just making sure that we're defending as much as possible. If I even see this guy look like he's about to do something powerful, boom, immediate defend. Luckily at this point, Hercules Kabuterimon is, Mega Kabuterimon is far enough away that we don't have to be threatened. But again, I'm still keeping a close eye on what Machinedramon is doing. I'm almost not paying attention to my own limit breaks or my own attacks at this point, because I'm more concerned about what he's doing than what my Digimon are doing. Boom. Gigawatt Laser, immediate double defend. I'm a bit slow here, admittedly, and so Waru is going to go down. We'll see what happens from here on out. The good thing to point out about this fight, and this is something that's very important as well, that we can quickly slide in here as the fight kind of plays out. Machinedramon, when he uses his powerful moves, he has a mana bar, guys, and if you look below his HP, he's actually running out of juice. When that mana bar is depleted, all this guy is going to do is use Mechanical Claw. So, if you can't beat him with raw power, if you don't have the stats to just actually match him and kill him in the first 10 seconds of the fight, what you have to be doing is make sure you defend as much as possible, and eventually he will run out of juice. When his mana bar runs out, the only move he's going to have that he's going to be able to use is Mechanical Claw, and that shit is chump change. So again, I've made a couple of mistakes here. It's probably a good thing, because again, it shows that you don't need to be an absolute gaming god to get through this. You just have to get the timing somewhat correct. If you guys have more powerful moves, if you guys have more powerful stats, this fight is going to be even easier. Again, I'm not getting baited at this point. I'm being very patient. You can see that one of my Digimon had their limit break before the other. I am not going to panic. I'm going to make sure that I can get my double limit break off, and then just like that, the first Machinedramon fight is over. Now, that wasn't easy, right? It wasn't easy. I'm doing a lot of talking, I apologize. We're trying to get through this as quickly as we can. We're going to get straight into the second version of this fight. And yeah, just like before, I'm going to show you guys that we're doing this with 40 small recoveries, just the same as last time. I want you guys to understand that this is doable with weaker Digimon, you know, with weaker amounts of recoveries, with small recoveries. The only thing that you guys need to know coming into Fight 2 is that Fight 2 will be just as treacherous as the first one, but there's some pros and there's some cons, mostly pros. Again, these are my tamer points very quickly. I'll just point out, I didn't come in here with more combat skills than my block command guys, so there should be no excuses for this, okay? I don't have a lot of hidden powers or anything sneaky up my sleeve. This is normal difficulty. You guys can replicate this as best you can. So immediately, I'm watching for what he's doing. I get a nice order command point off at the start. That's just lucky. That's just good timing. And I'm waiting to see what he's doing. This move here, of course, is delete program. Now, the good thing about delete program is that the wind up on it is huge. So you should be able to see it coming. That's a Gigawatt laser, and I'm actually not sure if I get the defense off in time here. Let's see what happens. I do. That's good. We get lucky. This is a good start to the fight. Delete program has a huge energy cost, just like Gigawatt. And so as long as you guys can defend it, which you should be able to pull off, then he will run out of mana very quickly in this fight, even faster than the first one. So that's worth noticing and pointing out very quickly. If you do make mistakes in the fight, guys, don't panic. You'll see that I make a crucial mistake here. He's got delete program on the way. You can see it spinning around my Machinedramon. Now, unfortunately, even though I'm doing my double limit break here, I am not immune to damage. And so as soon as this limit break goes off, you'll see that my Machinedramon is actually on the floor, completely unconscious. So what am I going to do in this scenario? I'm going to swear profusely first of all. That's just natural, right? We're going to swear a little bit. We're going to put Hikabuterimon in a defensive stance, and then we're going to start to try and pick these guys back up again. I'm waiting for Machinedramon to attack me. I'm trying to time it so that, you know, I'm giving myself enough room to breathe. I don't want to defend too quickly, because if you defend too quickly, what's going to happen is that your Digimon are going to be stuck in the defense animation, and they might come out at the wrong time. Siegmon, I'm trying to get him back on his feet. We have a bit of an issue here where I can't actually get him revived. He's getting targeted, he's getting focused. This is going to happen sometimes. Luckily, he manages to guard in time, and now at this point, I should be able to pick him back up slowly but surely. Sometimes you will get RNG'd in this fight. Sometimes he will Gigawatt laser into Gigawatt laser, and that can be really traumatic. You know, that can be painful, guys. But even if you try this fight with a kind of similar setup to me and you don't manage to pull it off first time, don't feel bad about it. Don't feel ashamed. This fight here, even though I've played the game many, many times before, this footage was recorded from our stream the other day there, I am very close at many points of this fight to losing, and I'm not even going to tell you guys whether we actually succeed or not. I'm just going to let the fight play out, and I'll let you guys just enjoy the fight as we go. But here's Hikabuterimon jumping in the way of Machinedramon. Sometimes this can happen, and actually it works against me here. That's not a tamer skill, that's just something that can happen sometimes. Your Digimon will tank for each other. Hercules unfortunately tanks the full brunt of Gigawatt laser, which actually ends up working against me. Instant double defend, and at this point I'm spamming recoveries. I'm throwing them as fast as I physically can. I'm only getting 500 HP back per recovery, so again, if you have medium recoveries, this should be a lot easier. I'm looking at Machinedramon here. He's out of defensive posture. I know delete program's about to land. I immediately double defend. Now, unfortunately, at this point here, Machinedramon goes into pixelated mode. You guys might find that this happens sometimes. That is a delete program that does that to you. If you guys want to deal with this, I actually have a remedy in this fight, and I'm going to use it later on in the fight. Not now, but I will use it later. If you guys want to go and farm remedies for this fight, I don't think it's necessary, but if you wanted to, the Shamemon at the Logic Volcano next to Meramon's bridge, where you fight Meramon as part of the main story, if you guys go to that bridge, you'll be able to fight a Shamemon before 4 PM, and he will drop remedies. So if you just want to go farm those, you can, but again, I don't think it's necessarily. I just have one conveniently, and it does actually come in kind of clutch in this fight, I'm not going to lie. But anyways, the point is that regardless of what items you have, understanding the rhythm of the fight is the most important part, making sure you're blocking the big moves. Once you get that down, the limit breaks will come naturally. As long as you're not throwing your limit breaks away and doing singular limit breaks one at a time, this guy will eventually fall to your damage. Your double limit breaks is just too much. The fact that you have 2 Digimon, one can permanently defend. It's just practice, guys. It's just timings. And although you might get close a couple of times and he might catch you, just like it's happening to me here, when I'm like, bro, come on, you're so close. I'm trying to get him back on his feet. It will happen, you know, it's very hard to keep track of everything that's going on in this game. One pro tip I would suggest is that you guys turn the dynamic camera off in the bottom left, which is what I've done. Next Order has a lot of big characters. You know, Machinedramon is a fat-ass Digimon. My Mega Cabaterimon is a large Digimon. It's very hard to see what's going on sometimes, right? Especially when the camera is all over the place. The camera can sometimes be your worst enemy in this game, so I understand that could be an issue too. We managed to get our double limit breaks off here. It looks like Machinedramon's running out of mana. I know this isn't going to kill him, so I know that we have to do a little bit more after this. And at this point, it's coming down to the wire. I have very, very little HP left. I have, I think, a couple of revives. But even so, I know he's out of mana. All I can do is Mechanical Claw. As long as I block at the right time, this fight should be okay. So we're going to go ahead and block as soon as he Mechanical Claws. I'm hoping that maybe my Mega Cabaterimon can actually get some poison off. I do actually break my own rule here as well, because I decide to Mega Cabaterimon Hornbuster on his own. I don't wait for Waru. But that's because I know this fight is so close to being over. I get a little bit greedy, but I'm hoping that with a bit of luck, my Digimon can pick him off here before he picks me off. We'll see what happens. So he's going to go for Waru Seedramon. Mega Cabaterimon is close, he's trying to get some back damage in, and somehow he manages to get clipped. At this point in the fight, I don't even realise that Mega Cabaterimon is on the floor. I'm like, dude, where's my bug? I make sure Waru is defending, and I'm like, oh wait, I need to get him back on his feet. So I do it. My last revive goes sailing down the toilet, and I hope to God that at this point we have enough juice. Again, you guys might look at this fight and think, Jack, my God, how can you make a guide out of this? You barely beat the guy. And again, it's all about coming down and looking at the, you know, coming down to the basics, guys, looking at the fundamentals, looking at the big picture as we take him out of the game here. If I was able to do this with 900 strength and, you know, 700 stamina, and I managed to do this with 40 small recoveries, think about what you guys can do with 1500 strength. Think about what you guys can do with big damage abilities. If you guys have like 50 medium recoveries, the fight is absolutely going to be winnable, and I know you guys can do it. I've done a lot of talking in this guide and I've run out of time, so if you have any questions about the fight, please leave them in the comments below. If you want to go back and watch this multiple times, then I suggest that you guys do that. With enough practice, block timings, watching out for his big abilities, you guys will get it no problem. Thanks so much for watching, love you guys lots, take it easy, and good luck kicking Machinedramon's ass. Peace.